Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Crispy and today is day 3 of our 15-day 15 item challenge. So this is day 3. Last episode we did so much. We got our campsite visitor, we got our 7th and 8th villagers, we downloaded our 15 custom codes, and then we were able to get Ken to move out, so we replaced Ken with Iggly. And so today I'm finally ready to decorate. I've got my pockets completely full of my 15 leaf items and my flowers and bushes and glowing moss. Yay! I only have 28, so I have to use it sparingly, but I also have some weeds. And my cosmos that I got from Leaf are not quite grown in yet, but I'll time travel and hopefully get those to finish growing in. So I want to start on the entrance today, start terraforming, and see, how far we can get. So let's get started. Alright, so what I started doing here was just creating some circles in front of my airport, and I put the 4 pieces, the 4 end pieces of this code on top of them. I had a hard mode island, and whenever I couldn't really use any custom codes except for the ones that I made, I did this on my hard mode island, and I really liked how it came out. So I just wanted to make these circles of path, and that's going to be my path all over the island, and it will show up on the map, but also I think that it looks really cool with the dark dirt and the light dirt and then this code on top of it. I don't know, I just really like how it looks. So I just started putting some items around my airport rocks and kind of framing my entrance with some natural items, and then I was gonna start terraforming. But first I wanted to make sure that I had some trees down and some bushes and flowers. Like I said before, my cosmos were not fully grown yet, but I was gonna time travel before we did the walkthrough so that they would hopefully all be grown in. But I really like how this path and this entrance came out. I was really nervous about it at first. I didn't know how it was gonna look or if it was gonna work, but I really like how it came out. I was trying to be sparing with my codes and my items, but I don't know, it may not look sparing when it's all said and done. But I did speed up the terraforming quite a bit because that takes so long to do, to build up cliffs. But I just wanted to build up a cliff beside resident services so that I could have some waterfalls coming down in front of the entrance. And then I was going to create this little island in front of the entrance with like a little brick well and a wild log bench, and just create this natural foresty scenery. And so that was my thinking process. I don't know if that's like describes it the best, but that's what I was attempting to do. So I do constantly go back and forth and make sure that you can see it from the entrance and that it looks okay. But while I'm doing this, I did put out like a post for my members just to give me like some questions that I could answer while doing these voiceovers, because sometimes I'm not sure exactly what to talk about, if it's pretty self-explanatory and I'm just doing like some terraforming or something in my speed builds and I need more, to talk about. So I did have a few responses, and so one of the questions was, what is my favorite island that I've ever made? And that is a really hard question because I do have a lot of favorites. But I think my absolute favorite island that I've ever made would probably be Terabithia. I just have a very strong sentimental attachment to Terabithia. It was my first attempt at fairy core, and it was my first time that I ever used the glowing moss items or the celestial items like the Nova Stars and the crescent moon chairs and stuff like that. So it was my first attempt of that, and I really loved it. It was also dedicated to some of my really good friends at the time, and so I have a sentimental attachment to Terabithia, and it was the very first video that I ever made on my channel. Me and my helper did a tour of Terabithia, so completely unedited and cringe worthy, but I still love that island. Another question that I was asked is what is my favorite challenge that I've ever done and my least favorite. So I really, really love challenges, and I don't know, it just keeps the fun in the game for me. This game has been out for like 5 years, right? So it keeps the game just interesting and fun and different. I have done challenges in like Minecraft, and I've done challenges in Animal Crossing. And so my favorite challenge would probably be either like the first time I did a 30-day island, or when I first did like a design challenge. One of my first design challenges was my Valentine's Island of Snugglebug, and it was from Crossing Maniac's Frosty Nights challenge. And so you're just given different builds that you are required to do, and you can get all of your items from treasure islands or however you want, but you have to include a certain number of builds on your island. So it's a lot less intense and grindy than something like this, where it's like a vanilla challenge. And even though I do love to do a mixture of both vanilla and just non-vanilla challenges, I really, really loved doing Snugglebug. It's one of my favorite islands. It was my first Valentine's Island, and I absolutely love that island. So that would probably be my favorite. But also I have a 30-day island that I completed. It was my first 30-day island. It's called Fern Grove, and I do have an island tour on my channel from that. But it was my first 30-day island, and it was an island where I was trying to recreate my very first Animal Crossing island. I had an island or two before where I shared it with my family because we only had one family Switch, but the first time that I ever created an island on my Switch Lite, I attempted cottagecore. And so it was the first time that I did cottagecore. It was the first time I had my own island. And so I was trying to recreate that island because I never saved the DA. And so, yeah, I really, really love Fern Grove as well because it was my first 30-day island, and it was like a nod to one of my very first islands in Animal Crossing. So, and then what is my favorite game outside of acnh? So I love this game so much. I think it is my favorite game of all time, and that's why I'm still playing it. But I also love Minecraft. It was one of the first games that I just became really, really obsessed with, to the point of playing it for years and years and years. I've had games that I love that I've played many, many times, but Minecraft is probably still one of my all-time favorite games. It's probably my second favorite game. And so, yeah, I would say Minecraft. I also love playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. I play that one just for fun. I don't decorate a lot in that game other than just making like dream snap areas where I do dream snaps. But I do love that game, and I love playing it just for fun, just for myself. So another question was, if I was a villager, what would my species and personality be? So I thought about this one, but I think I'd probably just be a normal, like Maple. I think that's why I like Maple so much. And look at Bianca in my way. Oh my gosh. I was like, really, really, girl? You gotta sit right where I'm trying to decorate. Always. But yeah, I think I would just be a normal, and I would be either a normal horse or a normal cub, because I am partial to Maple. I love her so much. She's very sweet. And I think I'm very shy. I'm an introvert, and I love reading and books, and so that's why I think that I would probably be a normal. And horses are my favorite animal, so I would probably be a horse. But also, you know, Maple is my favorite, so I thought of maybe a cub as well. And so another question is how I got into acnh in the first place. So during the pandemic, my daughter was asking about maybe getting Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I hadn't heard anything about it. I was still very much into Minecraft at the time, and so we looked at it, and I also had a friend that I played with, and we were kind of getting burnout on Minecraft, playing it so much every single day, the same game, you know, and so we thought of maybe trying Animal Crossing and seeing, you know, if we could play together. And so we got New Horizons, and I loved it. We played together all of the time, and me and my kids played it. We had an island together. We had a couple islands together, actually. And, you know, they have short attention spans, so of course they didn't last too long. But I kept coming back. So that's how I got into New Horizons. And I did have to keep turning the time back in this game because and making it earlier in the day, because the light just gets so blinding. And so now I'm gonna make some cliffs on the right side. I just love making cliffs at my entrance, just to give it dimension and make it look more mountainy, and you know, I just love cliffs. So that is what I'm doing here. But another question that I got was, why did I start YouTube? So I was never interested in content creation before. When I started playing Animal Crossing, it was literally just for fun, something to do during the day. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and so it's just a fun pastime and a fun hobby. But the wonderful and talented April Honey, she liked a lot of my islands that I was submitting for like DA tours, and so she encouraged me to start making content. And at first it was just kind of a joke, and you know, you should have your own channel or you should make your own content, and you know, I didn't take it too seriously. But she actually got me up to 100 subscribers before I started, and so I was like, you know, maybe it would be fun to share my content and my islands with other people. So that is why I started making videos, and I was very shy at first. That's why I had my son join me. I didn't want to do it by myself. And then shortly after I started making videos, we were in a car accident, and I ended up breaking my thumb, or fracturing it, I should say. And so I couldn't really hold the switch and push the buttons. I had to use one hand. And so he actually helped me a lot when I was decorating and designing. And during my Halloween island last year, he helped me a lot on that island, especially catching the bugs, because it was an all vanilla island. And so I wanted to catch some scorpions, to have some scorpion models, and so he actually helped me a lot with that and caught me some scorpions so that I could get some models made. So he was and is my helper, and yeah, so I really appreciate his help and how he's helped me just learn to talk to the camera and through the microphone and not be so self-conscious about it, because I am a very big introvert and very shy. So, and then another question that I was asked is, what is my favorite in-game item? My favorite of course is all of the mushroom items, but I think if I had to choose only one, and I've said this before, it is the garden wagon. And so I love the garden wagon so much. It's like that wagon that looks like it has flowers in it. That is probably my favorite DIY and favorite item in the game. But I also love all the mushroom DIYs. And so those are my favorite in-game items. If I had to choose a villager that matches each one of my kids, who would they be? So for my oldest daughter, I think I would choose Sky, because she is very sweet, and she is very shy. She is, autistic, and so she stays in her room most of the time and likes her quiet time. She likes books and reading, and so I think I would definitely choose a normal personality for my oldest. And then for my 17-year-old daughter, I would probably choose someone like Pashmina. I was debating on whether to choose like a snooty or a sisterly for her, because she does have a big personality. She tells it like it is, and she cracks me up with what she says. But I think I would go with Pashmina. She's very bossy. She's always been the mom of, motherly type, liking dolls and taking care of her siblings and stuff, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. So she's a big help, and she also gets me Starbucks, so I love that. And she also loves Starbucks, so it's not just for me, she gets it for herself too. My 16-year-old, I would say he would be more like Bud. So I'm going to show you this real quick. Can you believe this? Isabel told me that we had a campsite visitor. Can you believe who it was? I was mortified. I was like, nope, absolutely not. I'm not even talking to you. Get off my island. So, yeah, that happened. But my 16-year-old, I would say, would be more like Bud. I think that he's a cross between a jock and a lazy, because he is very fit and active, I guess you could say, but I mean, he's a teenager, so he does have a lot of lazy tendencies, and he loves to just play on his video games just like his mom. He loves playing on his Xbox with his friends, and but he does mow the grass, and he loves going swimming with his friends and fishing. Fishing is one of his favorite things to do. So I would say Bud, because he kind of has that laid back surfer kind of personality, but also he's a little bit lazy. And then for my 13-year-old, I chose Blair because she's a little bit quiet and shy, but she also has a bit of a snooty side. We actually call her Attitudey because she can have an attitude. She is a cheerleader, so I'm not trying to stereotype or anything, but I chose Blair for her. And then for my 11-year-old, my helper, I chose Marty. He is very sweet, and he loves his snacks, and so he makes me think of like Winnie the Pooh because of his love of snacks. So yeah, I chose Marty for him. I am trying to put some clear tiles down on this island, but it is hard. I was trying to fill in this area, and I was struggling because I wanted to leave some clear tiles, but also it was difficult for me to do so. So I think I did add like a medium-size cedar tree there, but other than that, I put some clear tiles down, so I'm proud of myself for that. And so now I'm just working on this left side. I really didn't know what to put here. I had thought of trying to do a diagonal bridge at my entrance, but the resident services wasn't as angled as I usually like. So I did not end up putting a diagonal bridge in. So I didn't know what to put over here on the left. So what do you think I added? I added some cliffs and some waterfalls because that's what I do. I just, if I have to fill in some space, my go-to is definitely cliffs with waterfalls. So that is what I did. And okay, so another question that I've been asked many times is will I ever stream? I don't know if I will ever stream. It's so hard to find a time where there's not a million other streams going on. I mod for like 9 people at this point, I think it is, maybe more. So it would be really hard for me to find the time where I wasn't busy and where they weren't actually streaming. I love going to streams. I love hanging out in streams. I work a lot on my islands whenever people are streaming. So, for me to find time when I myself would, be streaming, that would be so difficult. And also, I'm just such a big introvert and so shy. I'm terrified of streaming. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm terrified of streaming. Yeah, people are scary, and I've been in streams where there's trolls and rude people, and it terrifies the heck out of me. So there you go. I don't know that it will ever happen. I think I would probably stream like on Discord or something to just a few people maybe, but I don't know about like the whole public because that's scary. But how did I get into gaming? I have always been into video games. I had an original Nintendo entertainment system, an NES. It was the first, console that I got when I was little. I was a big tomboy growing up. I loved catching like turtles and crawfish, and we called them crawdads, but whichever one you want to call them. I caught grasshoppers, and now I hate bugs and they scare me, but I used to be into bugs and catching critters and pets all the time. And I loved video games, and so I played with my friends all the time. They had, Nintendos, and so Super Mario Brothers was my first game, and I only had a few games on the Nintendo, but I played them all the time. I loved it. And then I got a PlayStation, I got a GameCube. I don't remember exactly which systems came out at which time, but I had a lot. I had a lot of different video games because I loved it. So that was one of my favorite pastimes, playing outside with my friends and video games. So yeah, I think I've always really been into games and video games. I have said before that I have 2 master's degrees. So I did go to college. I went to college for, it started out as art. So I wanted to be an art teacher. And so I had a scholarship at a junior college for drawing and painting. And I really loved doing that. But then when I got to a big university, the competition was, of course, fierce, and it was a very competitive degree. And so my advisor told me that I could probably make it as an abstract artist, which was like a slap in the face. So I was like, oh, maybe this is not what I should be doing. So I had wanted to just become an art teacher and teach art, but I decided after that to switch my degree to English. I really loved books and I loved literature, and so I was going to get my master's in English, and I got my bachelor's in English as well, and I was gonna get my master's and my doctorate in English so that I could be a professor and I could actually teach, students that wanted to be taught, not just freshmen who, everybody has to take a certain English class in college. I didn't want to teach those classes. I wanted to teach the upper level English lit classes where you could really dive into different novels and genres and stuff. So I did get my bachelor's in English, and then I decided I was done with college. It was like 10 years at this point, and I was ready to be done. And so instead of going another 4 to 6 years to get my doctorate, I decided to just do another 2 years and get my master's in library science instead, so that I could just maybe work at a library with books and help people or kids. I could do, if I was a kids librarian, I could do different story times and stuff. At this point in my college career, I was working at a daycare, so I really loved doing lesson plans and working with kids. And then I started having my own kids, and I ended up having 5. So I never did actually pursue a career and get a job using any of my degrees. I just stayed home with my kids. I was blessed enough to be able to do so. And so yeah, that is what I went to school for and what my degrees are in. And then another question that I got was what I wanted to be when I grow up. I kind of answered that a bit. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be an art teacher because I loved art, but I wasn't sure that I could handle kids in a public school setting. Wasn't sure that I had the patience for that. And to be like a school librarian, you had to have a few years of teaching experience. So yeah, ultimately I just decided that wasn't for me, and I never pursued it after having kids. I decided that I like staying home too much. I became an even bigger introvert after COVID, so I did not want to leave my house after COVID, and yeah, my kids are still here. They're getting older, so they don't need as much attention, and they are pretty sufficient, and so I do get a lot of content work done during the day when they're at school, and when I am watching or modding streams, I'm usually a big lurker. I try to be as present as I can if I'm modding, but if I'm not, then I'm usually working on islands or videos. I'm constantly in my room at my desk working on islands and videos. It's like a 24/7 job at this point, but I do think that it has helped my motivation. If I was not creating videos where I was showing each of the builds, I don't think I would be near as productive or motivated to work on these islands. When there is not a wedding coming up or a beach vacation, are you motivated to lose weight? I just think of it like that. I have something that kind of like a deadline that I need to work towards, and so if I didn't have that deadline where I needed to post a video, then I just wouldn't be as motivated to work on it. And I don't have a set schedule. I try to post Monday and Wednesday for videos, but if I don't get something done, then I do have to occasionally change that. But that's what I try to do. I try to post Monday and Wednesday, and I was hoping to do some Forever Friday videos with my Forever Island, but unfortunately with the other islands and challenges, it's been hard to be able to work on my Forever Island enough to get it to the point where I can decorate, because I am doing all of it vanilla and getting all of the DIYs and items myself. So farming all of the balloons for like the mushroom recipes, it takes time, and so I'll get there eventually, but it just takes time. So that was another one of my questions, is how I find time juggling making content and modding for so many people. And so that was my answer for that, is just a lot of times Mondays and Wednesdays are a little bit lighter on streams that I mod for, at least in the daytime, so I'm able to get a lot done on those, and I just try to work on it while other people are streaming, and while I'm modding as well. So I had a lot of different questions from my members, so thank you guys so much. But another question that I got is if I have a secret talent. I don't think I have a secret talent. I used to be able to draw and paint, and I loved doing that, and it was my major for a while, but I have not done art in so long. I'm not sure I could even do it anymore. I haven't tried in a long time. It was a huge confidence killer to have my advisor tell me that I could maybe, do abstract art for a career. So I think that I'm just my own worst critic, and so when someone knocks me down, I just tend to believe them, I don't know. But I'm sorry this build is so long. I did a huge area because this is only a 15-day island, so building up these cliffs and waterfalls and filling them all in, it took me a really long time. But the main struggle that I'm having on this island is just having enough flowers and trees and bushes. I tried to buy from Leaf, but a lot of what Leaf is selling is the in-season bushes, which I don't want to use. I'm not a huge fan of the Camilla, I think that's how you say it, bushes with the red flowers and the pink flowers. I'm just not a huge fan of those, and I want to keep this island like natural looking with white flowers and just the beige and brown log items that I chose. I didn't want to have a bunch of color down, and so I haven't been wanting to use the Camilla bushes, and the other bushes that Leaf has been selling is the holly bushes, which I'm also not a huge fan of. So yeah, I've gotten some bushes from the Capon Islands, but it's just been a struggle to get enough to decorate with. So I'm having to do a lot of time traveling to try to find either Capon Islands that are out of season, or to find Leaf on Harves with different bushes. And my trees, I had a whole tree farm back there, and I used a lot of them on this build. There's a lot of trees, and so that took a lot of my tree storage. So just having enough money and miles, that is the struggle. I didn't want to try to bother with turnips on this island, so I've just been making money selling the sister fruit, and I did buy some crops to be able to cook, but also to sell. So I wanted to be able to sell the crops so that I could have some bells that way as well. So I have been planting and harvesting crops. I've got carrots and sugarcane, wheat. I think that might be all, but some of the recipes that I've got need sugar and flour, and so I just wanted to be able to make those myself. So having enough space to grow my crops, to grow my trees, to have my flowers, yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle just having to time travel so much to be prepared. And I thought I was prepared, but apparently filling up all of these cliffs with bushes and flowers, it took a lot more than I bargained for. And I didn't have as much, glowing moss as I would have liked. I usually either use weeds or I use glowing moss, but on this island I'm using both. And of course I have plenty of weeds because I didn't sell them all to Leaf, but I definitely didn't have as much glowing moss as I would have liked. So that has been a struggle, and I haven't had some of the items that I really love using, like the pillars and some of the single tile tall items, the mush lamps. I really have some go-to items that I really love using, and even though it's not a huge variety, I wouldn't say that I use like a huge variety of items. It's still more than 15. So it has been a struggle, but now I'm just finishing up decorating the top of the cliff up here by resident services, and we will be finished. It was a huge area. I went all the way to resident services because it's not as far as my, sometimes my resident services are really far from the entrance, and it wasn't as far. I don't know that you can see it from the entrance, but it's close. You can almost see it from the entrance. So I wanted to try to get as much done as I possibly could. And I did get a big area done. So I am pretty happy with the progress. I'm hoping that I'll still be able to finish in time. This is day 3, so I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that the Q&A was something that was interesting. I don't know. I think I'm pretty boring, but hopefully it was something to listen to. I am liking using the gyroids on this island because they're not a leaf item, so I can use gyroids. And I was thrilled to get that squeakoid, so I was very happy about that. But yeah, I hope that you guys are enjoying this island and this challenge. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys enjoy challenges yourself. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my members for all the questions. I appreciate you so much. And we'll show the final walkthrough in just a moment. And we are done. And I have my helper here.
Hello.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready.
So I did the whole entrance.
Oh, that's cute.
Ta-da!
Oh, that is. Oh, wow.
Like it?
I was gonna say it was something, but I don't think you would allow it. It's preppy.
I don't know what that means.
Oh. It's giving cottage core.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fine. I stopped right there, but...
That's not what preppy means, by the way.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm not down with the modern lingo.
Okay.
Some of my cosmos still haven't grown in yet, but most of them have. So yeah, I stopped right here.
Nice.
But I got a big chunk done. I mean, if you look on the map.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of trees.
I had to have a tree farm.
Oh.
So yeah, all the way up to resident services, and then I'm probably going to continue the waterfall all the way up to the top waterfall and then over to the river mouth.
I like it.
Like it? Alright.
Yeah.
So all of this with just 15 leaf items.
15? Oh
well,
yeah, I forgot
okay.
it's this one.
Yeah, it's not like 15 individual. Like, I picked 15 items.
Yeah, I know. Like,
yeah.
15, like, regular items, but you can use as many items.
Many of those.
Many of those items. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
It's kind of hard to explain.
It is, but yeah.
If you know, you know. Okay.
Okay.
So.
All right, we're gonna say bye.
Okay. Bye. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.